I think we are going live just about now. At least I hope that's what's happening. Let me know if you can't hear me for some reason. I'm just logging into the chat on my phone so that I can see if you guys send messages, and I think I've managed to correct the problem that we had last time where people couldn't comment on chat. So with any luck I've managed to fix that. So yep, that all looks like it's going okay. So where were we? Last time we did some levelling up with Maradiva, who I've got here on the screen at the moment, and we are going to log back in and just carry on with that. But before we do, I thought I'd mention a couple of things. So we had some trouble with connectivity last time, where Warcraft was dropping out randomly and booting us back to the login screen. I have noticed that does happen just before server reset sometimes. The server reset happened last night, so with any luck that won't happen, and if it does we'll just log back in and carry on going. I tend to find that disconnects are only a major problem if you're doing raiding or dungeon content with other players, because then it can really mess around with what's going on. The other thing is, you might remember last time that an ice cream truck went past the house and was very audible on the recording. I actually played it back myself later on to see whether or not you could hear it. It looks like that might happen again every afternoon for as long as we're having a heatwave here in the UK. So I do apologise for that. I hope it won't be too annoying, and also the weather's a little bit cooler, so I'm hoping they might skip our street this time, but if not, you know what, it's an ice cream truck, worse things have happened. So let's get logged in and take a look at what was going on with Maradiva. So a nice dramatic music on login today. That's another thing I've done. I have played around a tiny bit with the sound levels. Ooh, hello, that's a bush. And we're standing in a bench. Okay. I actually left him sitting down on the bench, but apparently breaking the laws of physics is more fun. So, hello if you've just joined us, and welcome back to World of Warcraft. So here we are, we're at just, I'm going to try that again, we're just outside Silvermoon City at the moment, and we picked up a quest, this quest, Swift Discipline, to go back and have a word with Anthiol's very naughty assistants who tried to get us to lie to him. I have noticed, however, that it looks like Instructor Anthiol has another quest for us, so I'm just going to run back over there and see what that was. I don't remember that from last time, so here we are at Still Whisper Pond. It's a very pretty area, this. I know I said that last time.
The eternal sun guides us.
Ah. So the quest he's got for us is called Fetch. So, Maradiva, is it? Don't be flattered I know your name. One of my students has been fawning over you and won't shut up. Well, I am pretty fabulous. If you'd like to impress her, why don't you do something for me? There's an azure file down at the bottom of the pond behind me. Dive in, retrieve it, and bring it here. Well, I don't have to go anywhere in order to do that, so, yeah, sure, why not? Yes, we will. And there it is, you can see it's lit up, just like with the spellbook last time. There's some fish down here, that's good, sign of a good healthy ecosystem. Of course, one does wonder why the vial is down here. Did he chuck it in, or... maybe he'll tell us. So there we go, that wasn't too arduous.
Our enemies will fall.
How's the water? Well, you know, swimming in full robes isn't exactly fun, but it's a sunny day. It's summer. It wasn't too bad. Oh, well done. I told you to jump in a pond and you did. I can only imagine what you'd do if one of your good friends asked it of you. If you want a reward for your efforts, it is this. Never lift a finger without first knowing what's in it for you. The mage's mind is his greatest weapon. Remember that and try to use yours a bit more. Well, aren't you a dick? Oh well, we get a tiny bit of experience for it, so we'll let this slide. But I'm going to remember your face, Anthiol. When I'm high level, you know, might come back and have words with you. And now what do you want? Now that you've learned a little lesson, I'll offer you something more substantial. It concerns your ability to defend yourself in close combat. Of course, you should only resort to melee in the most dire of circumstances, but that is no excuse to be unprepared. I can assist you in creating a staff befitting a mage of your learning. Simply take the file you retrieved for me and fill it at the base of Elrondar Falls. Just follow the river southeast from here. Well, I'm now not sure how much I trust you, to be perfectly honest, but, yeah, alright, we'll give it a shot. Well, never a true word said from somebody just had a go at me for doing what he said. Okay, so we've done that, and apparently you can't go underneath the giant floating plant pot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and administer some swift discipline. Which was the quest that he gave us last time. So that means going back across the Dreadscar and finding the 2 apprentices that we saw last time. So with any luck, the sound balance is a tiny bit better today than it was last time. As I said before, I'm actually very new to doing Twitch. This will be my 2nd stream, so if things are a bit off or you notice something that's out of the ordinary or doesn't seem to be working, do just let me know. Drop me a message and I'll see if I can fix it. Ah, we leveled up. Excellent. We reached the lofty heights of level 7. And we're up to doing 13 damage per Ice Blast, which is pretty good, given that we started on 9. So I know, not yesterday, in the last stream, I said that we would go into Silvermoon and pick up some profession abilities, and we will still do that, but if I remember rightly, we might actually get some quests that will send us there. So rather than heading into Silvermoon prematurely, I thought we'd just carry on with levelling up and head into Silvermoon and pick those up when we actually get sent there properly. I love the little twirl that Blood Elves do sometimes when they jump. It's a bit fancy, because they are just a bit fancy. Another thing that I think I'll mention just while we're fighting our way across here. If you missed my last stream, it is up on Twitch and will be up for 14 days, so you can go back and watch it. And I do have plans to upload all my past streams onto YouTube. The quality will be slightly less than it was on Twitch, because Twitch automatically compresses it when you download them. But they will be up to view, and when I get a little bit more competent with editing programs, I'm going to be putting together some sort of best of moment videos as well. But at the moment, we'll just stick with what we've got. So here we are. Here's Apprentice Raylan.
What business have you?
What business have I, Raylan? Well, Anthiol has asked me to do this to you. So there you go. And I love it. He says, "Oh no, not this again." So this has obviously happened to him before. You'd think he'd learn. And then we're going to come down here and find Melador and presumably do the same thing to him. And this is what you get when you lie to a mage. Or more specifically to a more powerful mage. Hello, Melidor. Sorry, mate. You can't do this to me. We had a deal. Yeah, but I did. So having done that, we're now going to go across to the West Sanctum and speak to Laykeeper Valania, which again was a quest that we picked up last time. Look at that, they've got a whole orrery going on above that sanctum. And this is interesting because this tells us a little bit about Azeroth, which is the planet that World of Warcraft is set on. Clearly, actually, astronomy is something they know a fair bit about, because you can see they've got planets and moons orbiting here. I'd love to know what those planets actually are, whether one of them is actually Azeroth, or if this is a... Ooh, hello, that's a guard. Or if this is a more distant solar system. But it is quite fun to see. Had a tiny bit of lag there, I think. The Eversong Woods are, like I say, they're one of my favourite parts of this game, like I said last time. They're very peaceful, very beautiful. Interestingly enough, it's also a no-fly zone. There aren't many no-fly zones in World of Warcraft, but since they opened up flying in the vast majority of the game, this remains one of the few areas where you can't use a flying mount. And I find that quite nice. I do like seeing the flying mounts around, but it does mean that you're a little bit less likely to get dive bombed by people in this area. Sometimes if you're in other areas that have flying, you can be standing around and somebody will come and land on you, which is a little disconcerting, to be honest. And here is Valania.
The dark times will pass.
So she says, my job consists of one task and one task only, ensuring that the West Sanctum runs smoothly. You'll have to excuse my temper, but as you can see, the situation here is a bit out of hand. Is it? Can't see anything immediately amiss. Look around you, things aren't exactly in order. We have a severe malfunction at the West Sanctum. Let us do our best to prevent matters from getting worse. Again, it looks pretty peaceful here to me, but clearly I'm missing something. Arcane instability. It's about time that dimwit Kedanis sent someone this way. That's not very polite. I warned of the dangers of increasing the load on the West Sanctum. Now one of our energy converters is destroyed, and arcane wraiths are pouring out of the sanctum. I'm going to need you to take care of these creatures before we send anyone in for repairs. Make haste. Oh, okay.
Farewell.
And look at that, Kedanis has sent 2 other people as well. So we're all here today. So we're just going to clear out some of these mana wraiths by the look of it. And it looks like we're going to have some help.
I need to get closer.
I say help, also a small bit of competition. So I'm going to spread my shots between these monsters so that I can tag both of them and get credit for killing them. Which, oh, missed that one. Let's try that one. Nope, I was too slow. Never mind. There's one up there. Let's see if we can do this. And I think those 2 as well might be actually playing together, which is nice. As I told you all last time, I failed to get along playing with other people when I started this game. But
I don't have a tongue.
Oh, sorry. But it is nice to see other people managing it. So we've got 3 more of each to kill. Ah, hello. Looks like there's one up there on that slope. that wasn't my ability, that was somebody else, I think. Ah, a Darnassus Scout. Well, let's kill him as well, it seems. I think we actually have a quest to do that, so that'd be good. Which I should probably back off a little bit. He does have a sword after all. Unfortunately, he seems to move just as fast as we do, so maybe the best bet is to just hit him in the face with magic until he dies. There we go. We picked up some incriminating documents. The documents contain detailed maps of different strategic buildings in Eversong Woods. A diagram of an arcane sanctum is also sketched in good detail. There seems to be numerous notes in a language you don't recognise. As these were carried by a Darnassian spy, it might be a good idea to bring them to the captain of the guard, Eldon Sunbrand. So we've got to go back to Falcon Wings Square with these, which we can definitely do. And in the meantime, let's see if these mana wraiths have respawned. There's one over there. And this one we've managed to catch at range, so with any luck we can kill him before he does too much harm to us. There we go. Some blood thistle there. If we were a herbalist, we'd be able to pick that. I've just seen there's one up on the ridge there, but I'm going to see if there's any in here. But no, it looks like they haven't made their way inside, which I'm guessing is a good thing. Oh, there's one. One thing we will have to be a little bit careful about is, because these are aggressive creatures, we don't want to be standing in the middle of a bunch of them when they respawn. That will not go well for us. Let's see if we can reach him. Excellent. So we need a couple more of these mana wraiths. I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to come back up these stairs. Just in case they do start respawning willy-nilly. And we'll keep an eye out for them. In the meantime, it looks like we can hand in Darnassian intrusions to Valania, so let's do that.
The eternal sun guides us.
Night elves here? Those rats? Actually, they're elves, Valanian. Do you suppose they had anything to do with the malfunction in my sanctum? If you have any information, you'd better take it to Captain Sunbrand at once. Well, that was the plan.
Stay the course.
And look, while we were over there chatting, another mana wraith has appeared.
I'm out of range.
That's okay, you won't be in a minute. There we go. So one more of them, and we will be done here. Over this way. Oh. Let's go back round this way. Now you see the other ones have respawned, but not the ones we're actually after. So again, I'm just going to come out of here, and we'll keep an eye out and see what we can get. And particularly at low levels, it's it's a good idea to keep an eye on your surroundings. There's one over there. There's nothing quite like being jumped on by angry mobs when you're not expecting it. Now here we've got a Darnassian Scout and a Mana Stalker, both ahead of the Mana Wraith that we want, so I'm just going to nip down here and go for this one instead. Now, obviously if you kill a lot of monsters you get more experience and you go up levels a little bit faster, but at this point I'm really just after an easy life, so we'll do it this way. How about we put a curse on the arcane residue? Oh, and exactly what I just said happened, and now we're being attacked on all sides. So with any luck we'll survive this. What I could really use, to be honest, is some health potions. There we go. I think what we're going to do for a moment is just eat a shiny red apple. Get a bit of health back after that, that was a bit exciting. There we go.
A new Belore Delinar.
Thank you, Maradiva. Now that we have the wraiths under control, we can send someone in to assess the damage. Hopefully this wasn't anything permanent. So she's going to offer us some stuff. So we've got another staff. We've got a Laykeeper's Blade. I'm going to go for the staff. That actually does give us a bonus, whereas the blade doesn't.
Salama Ashalanore.
And this time, I'm actually going to equip it and not forget that I have it. That's just a stick. That's I mean, that's a decent stick, to be fair. What else have we got here? We've got a notched short sword. Short sword, let's see. You know what? The short sword's actually better. It's a bit faster, and it gives us more stamina, so I'm actually going to equip that. Feels a bit weird not to have a stick, but you know what? Survival and all that. So we're going to take these incriminating documents back to Falconwings Square and enjoy a nice pleasant stroll through the woods while we're at it. So this morning I was testing out Warcraft to make sure that it was a bit more stable than it was last time. I've done what I can on my end with that, so we'll see how it holds up. But one thing that has happened is the ongoing pre-patch is taking place for the new expansion, Battle for Azeroth. And the areas that I was in were pretty busy, actually. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I think a lot of other people are probably doing that content at the moment in their streams and in their YouTube videos. And I've decided to stick to doing this. And it's not because I'm not enjoying the pre-patch, I actually am enjoying it. But I think a lot of other people will be working on it, and it's nice to have some variety going on. It's an ongoing story chain as well, so there'll be a couple of quests and then an event. And yeah, I just thought it would be better to carry on with this rather than jumping between content at the moment. I also did my weekly run of Icecrown Citadel with my main character Darathne, and at some point in the future I might do a video where we go into Icecrown Citadel. Oh, someone's killed a Dragonhawk. That was mean. Where we go into Icecrown Citadel and just take a look around as a high level character and enjoy the scenery, really. But for now, here we are back in Falconwings Square. There's somebody else over there. Who's that? That is High Priest Lenestri. Oh, I wonder what they're doing here. Nice to see some high-level characters revisiting the area. And here is Eldon Sunbrand. If you remember, we gave him some... No, we gave him a head. We took 2 heads, but only 1 came to him.
Glory to the Sindori.
You've got something for me? Let me take a look. Are you sure you found these on a night elf? They're clearly written in Dwarven. From what I can understand of this letter, whoever wrote this did not cause the malfunction, but rather was sent here as a spy to observe the results of it. They call our endeavours reckless and dangerous. But who? Of course, the envoy from Ironforge. We were fools to trust anyone belonging to the Alliance. Well, there's something we can actually agree on. It does seem a bit weird that we would have somebody from the Alliance just wandering around here, so let's see what we're going to do about it. The Dwarven Spy. Listen, Maradiva, this is a very delicate situation. Even though we've identified the spy, we cannot kill him out in the open. We cannot try to capture him either, as the risk of him escaping is too great. I want you to go find Prospector Anvilward at the North Sanctum and kill him. Do this in a quiet manner. We don't want word to spread that we allowed a spy into our city. Bring me his head as proof. Ironforge will learn not to meddle with the Sindori. Oh, so we're going to bring him another head. Oh. Well, there you go. There I was saying that it seemed more stable today and we've just been disconnected. Let's log back in. So that's interesting, actually. I wonder what he's doing with all these heads that we're cutting off for him. Like, does he have a collection of them somewhere, I wonder?
Anaria Shola.
So let's
The reckoning is at
accept
hand.
that and go and murder a dwarf. I like her outfit. That's a very nice one. Let's be polite. I do wonder if the disconnects are something to do with me running a streaming program at the same time as running Warcraft. That might be something I'll look into as well. As I've said before, I'm new to this, so do please bear with me while I get things straightened out. That's a friendly Dragonhawk, so we'll leave it alone.
Enubelore Delana.
Ah, Kadanis doesn't have anything else to say to us.
Great to meet you.
What are you looking at, lad? Never seen a dwarf before, then? You'd best be on your way if you don't want any trouble. Fine, but I need a moment of your time, sir. Ah, you must be the lad assigned to show me around the Eversong Woods. Took your sweet time getting here, didn't you? Very well, off we go. Let's not waste one more minute. And, you're going to say, why, yes, of course. I've something to show you right inside the building, Mr. Anvilward.
Watch your back.
He says, very well, let's see what you have to show me, Maradiva. I'll give you a clue. It's sharp and made of metal. You can actually hear the arcane clockwork going on in here. It's quite cool. What manner of trick is this, Blood Elf? If you seek to ambush me, I warn you I will not go down quietly. That's okay, there's nobody in here to hear you screaming. Let's see, does this all... Oh, that does actually do slightly more than poking him with a stick. But I think magic is still our best course of action here. And there's no point in me using our Frost over on him because we're only going to hit him again with damage, and that can undo the positive effects of it. There we go, one deep-fried dwarf. Excellent, so now we're going to run this back to Falconwing Square, and the good captain can add it to his collection of heads. I would laugh though if we go into the building behind him, we just find like a pile of skulls or something in the corner. Might go and take a look. You never know what details are hiding around in this game. Some more impressive statues. That is actually the Blood Elf Prince, Kael'thas, who by this point in the game he is actually dead, but if we go to Outlands, Outlands exists as a kind of time-warped flashback in the game now, and we will be able to interact with him and ultimately, unfortunately, kill him. Here we go, Sunbrand.
The dark times will pass.
Did you take care of the intruder? Oh, yes, we did. So, the deed is done. Excellent job. Word has been passed to the Ranger General, and believe me, the dwarves will pay dearly for their treason. Is it treason if they're not actually our subjects, though? Surely it's just trickery. Anyway, you've been of great service to your people today, Maradiva. So what's he offering us? He's offering us a short knife or a long knife. And they're both actually a bit useless, so I'm going to take the one that costs more so we can get a bit more money. Ah, level 8. Excellent. I have another task for you, Maradiva. Ranger Degolian. Degolian? Okay. Degolian was sent to Fairbreeze village to find out more about a wretched attack on a nearby shipyard. He has requested reinforcements which we cannot yet provide. Seek him out and grant him whatever aid you can. Fairbreeze village can be reached by following the road out of Falconring Square all the way towards the south. Good luck, Maradiva. Excellent, so he's directing us to what will hopefully be another quest hub. Let's see, we got any pile of skulls in here? What's that? We've got some flower crowns, they're quite pretty. We've got a Stolen Alliance shield. Some boxes. Maybe they're in the boxes. Anything up here? No. Who are you? She's called Tanaria.
Our enemies will fall.
It appears you took a wrong turn, Mage. Okay, I will
ready for anything.
leave you alone. So, yeah, no pile of skulls. Never mind, it was worth looking. So, off we go to Fairbreeze village. And again, we do have Swift Discipline still to hand in, but I'm sure that we will get sent back towards Silvermoon at some point, and when we do, we'll hand it in then. So if we take a look on the map, we can see we're actually going across the river here to reach Fairbreeze. This is lovely music, which I hope you can hear now that I've adjusted the volume levels a bit better. So yes, with the pre-patch going on at the moment, I know there's been a lot of contention between Horde and Alliance players. I think that's kind of the point of Battle for Azeroth, is having had several expansions where the alliances have been fighting mutual enemies, we're now turning on each other again. And I think that was very much Blizzard's plan, was to reignite the war between Horde and Alliance, because it has kind of fallen flat for a while. It's not something I personally am particularly fond of. I like having factions in MMOs, but in a way the ones that I've enjoyed more are games like Elder Scrolls Online, where there are factions but you can still interact with other players, and it's easier to play somebody, particularly if you're role-playing, to play somebody who's not involved in the war as much, or who is a bystander to the war. So we'll see how it goes in Battle of Azeroth. I know they're bringing in War Mode, which is basically open world PvP, which is not something we've had on Argent Dawn before, because this has been an RP server, not a PvP server. But one nice thing about that is they are making it voluntary, so they're not going to force people to PvP if they don't want to. I personally hate PvP, I'm bad at it, I find it quite stressful, so I'm glad that they're not going to be bullying people into doing it, essentially. So here we are in Fairbreeze Village, which consists of 2 buildings. I don't really know where all the Blood Elves live and sleep, because their towns and villages do tend to be rather small. Oh no, maybe 3, or is that part of this one? Let's call it 2.5 buildings. Unless they just, I don't know, all curl up together or something, which I guess is possible. They're not human after all, it's not right to assume that they would behave like humans. So here's Skymaster Brightdawn, who's our flight master. So he's put a new flight path on our map, so we can now fly back to Falconwing Square or Silvermoons. That will make travelling a little bit faster. And then we've got somebody around here that we've got to hand a quest into, and he is up here by the look of it. Here we are, Ranger Degolian.
State your business.
Thanks for coming, Maradiva. Things are worse than we had anticipated. The wretched have taken over Sunsail Anchorage in its entirety. Well, that doesn't sound good. Sunsail Anchorage has been overrun by wretched scum. As soon as we manage to get reinforcements to the area, we'll show those thugs who's boss, Maradiva. In the meantime, you could help by showing them a bit of discipline. Well, we've already done that, so, you know, we're good at discipline now. Go in there and show them that we are not to be trifled with. You will find Sunsail Anchorage just to the west of Fairbreeze Village. So,
farewell.
So this is an interesting one. We've got a lot of quests here. We could pick them all up and do them all in one go, but I think what we are going to do is we were sent here to help the Anchorage, so we're going to go to the Anchorage, sort that out, and then come back and see what everybody else in Fairbreeze wants. If I was playing by myself, so to speak, and not doing this with viewers, I might well pick up all the quests and then just do them all in one go and hand them all in. But what tends to happen is you get a lot of quests coming down the side here. You kind of jump back and forward between storylines, and I think it will just be a little bit less confusing if we do things one at a time. Okay, that's a friendly Dragonhawk, that's good. Got to be careful with Dragonhawks. And I see somebody's got a Fell Crystal over there. I assume we just carry on along this road. Yeah, there's somebody's house there, actually. That's nice. And it looks like we've got an encampment down here. And oh yeah, somebody here has got a quest for us as well. Okay, let's see what they want. Got some rangers here. I assume these might be the people that are dealing with the problem at Sunsail Anchorage. There's the anchorage over there. That big sort of twisty building. So while we're here, let's see what they want, see if we can help them out.
Our enemies will fall.
The wretched grow bolder every day, Maradiva. They've achieved enough coordination to launch an attack on Sunsail Anchorage. As if that weren't embarrassing enough, most of our weapons were left behind when they attacked. Bring me back our armaments so that we may show these ruffians who's boss. Now this is curious. So they keep talking about how the wretched are mindless mana addicts, essentially, and yet they're coordinated enough to take over a building, which suggests maybe they're not quite as mindless as people have been suggesting. What are they going to give us? There are more things that we can sell. Okay,
we will have justice.
And who's this? Captain Kelisandra.
Anaria Shola.
Thank goodness for you, Mage. Those slimy Grimscale Murlocs have pirated away my cargo. It's bad enough that the wretched have stolen what little magical goods I had, but the Murlocs took the rest. What has this land come to? Could you retrieve my cargo? I can't expect that you'd be able to get all of it back, but I'll be grateful for any of it at this point. It was the... Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try that again. I do apologise for this. We will work out what's going wrong at some point. Right, where were
What
we?
business have you?
Sorry about that, Captain. It was the Grimscale Murlocs in the huts just to the west and south of the anchorage on the Golden Strand. I'm sure of it.
We will have justice.
Okay, I'm going to pick that up because if we're in the area, we might be able to do that. We might have to wait a little while. Murlocs are one of the standard creatures in World of Warcraft, but they are notorious for swarming players. And as a character that doesn't have much in the way of armour protection at the moment, I'm not 100% sure how easy it will be to take them on. But we will see how it goes. Here we go, there's a wretched hooligan. And oh, what have I got? I've got a new ability here. Polymorph. Transforms the enemy into a sheep, wandering around incapacitated for 1 minute. While effective, the victim cannot take actions, but will regenerate health very quickly. Damage will cancel the effect. Only works on beasts, humanoids, and critters. Now that could be useful, because that could allow us, if we get swamped, we can turn one person into a sheep and focus on another, so that could be useful. In the meantime, let's get rid of some of these hooligans. His friend has decided to join in. Now we've got to kill thugs and hooligans by the look of it. What's that there? That's a food crate. Do we need to collect that? Ooh. Oh, well that just gave me some more apples, that's good. I like apples. Ah, that's a thug, that's one of the other ones that we need to have a go at. I've got a message there saying that this one wasn't in line of sight, which I guess is reasonable. I suppose you need to be able to see what you're throwing magic at for it to be effective.
I need a target.
There we go. Ah, that's a weapons container. That's one of the things we're after. I have to say these are doing quite a bit of damage, actually.
It's too far away.
Yes, I know it's too far away. There we go. This one's got a stick. So I wonder if it's the thugs have sticks and the others have maces. Because that's a thug over there as well. Get these weapons. Set fire to him.
I need a target.
There we go. I am wondering if I should really be wandering around in here killing these ones, or whether I should go back outside and kill some others. But we will see how it goes. What I'm hoping is there might be some more boxes of weapons around. There's one. Oh dear. I'm going to come over here and shoot one of them. Oh, wasn't in time. Never mind. Where are we? Oh, it's supposed all the way back in Fairbreeze, okay. So ghosts move slightly faster than normal, which is good because we've got quite a run ahead of us to get back to our corpse. So yeah, that is something I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on with damage, is mages are a little bit squishy. And again, having played a hunter for so long, as I said in the last video, most of my characters are hunters, it is getting some taking used to. Getting some getting used to. That wasn't very good. You'd think with the amount of coffee I've had this morning that I'd actually be able to talk properly, but apparently not. Right, so just while we're moving back here, just taking a look to see if we've got any messages, but we are good at the moment. Right, so we're going to go back through Sunsail Anchorage, get our corpse back, and then beat up the guy that killed us. I think that sounds fair. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a look here and see if we can resurrect at range, so we get a chance to actually hit him before he gets too close to us. This will teach him to mess with us. There we go. Revenge has been had. And now we can collect the box. So while I'm up here, I can see there's a box down there under the water. And there's one here, so I think we can... There's one there. Can I hit him from here? Ah, I can. Excellent. Oh, and I've just run straight into another one. Oh, 3 of them. Oh god. That's not so good. Yep, this was a bad plan. Let's get out of here. Oh, brilliant. They're going to follow us. For some reason I thought jumping in the water would stop them, but apparently not. And I'm pretty sure we're going to die again. Yep. Okay, I'm going to revise my tactics a little bit now. Clearly that's not working, not the way to do it at all. So I think instead of jumping into the fray like that, we're going to try and be a bit more careful. Which you'd think I would have learned, having just died a few minutes before, but, you know, a little bit reckless. So yes, hello and welcome if you've just started viewing. We are playing World of Warcraft. I'm Guide of Misguidance, and we are levelling up a mage, but not very well at the moment. We've just died twice in a row. Fun times. And we're currently at Sunsail Anchorage, which has been overrun by mana addicts. Once again, it's a nice piece of architecture, the anchorage. You can see where they've sunk all the ships here. So this time, oh, we're going to walk on water, and I think this time we're going to dive down, get a couple of these crates that are underwater, because there aren't, I don't think there are any bad guys around here. And then we're going to go back up top and kill a couple more of the wretched. The one thing that has always impressed me with characters in Warcraft is they do seem to be able to hold their breath for a very long time. I certainly know if I tried to hold my breath for this long in real life, I wouldn't manage it. I'd probably pass out. I don't know if they take special classes, maybe, that teach them how to hold their breath for ages, but it is useful. So now what we want to do is find a way out of the water. Actually, you know what, if I just stay underwater rather than flicking back and forth. There we go. Let's kill him. And while we're here, let's kill him as well, because otherwise he might run over while we're looting that crate. I'm not sure if that blue effect he was just doing was him trying to suck mana out of me, but doesn't seem very polite. Right, now we need one more box of armaments, and then we can go back. Yeah, I think that is. I think they are trying to leech magical energy out of me. Not very nice of them. Oh, I'll trick his friend as well. So this time I'm going to try and use polymorph as it's intended. So having turned him into a sheep, we can now come back and kill him without the other guy running around too. That works a bit better than what I tried to do before. There, now we can head back and hand this in. I think we'll leave going after the Murlocs for a little bit. If I can't take on 2 Wretched in one go, I'm really not sure how we're going to cope with a horde of Murlocs. So we're going to go and hand this in, and we can come back a bit later and we're a bit more confident and kill some Murlocs.
Glory to the Sindori.
So, did you gather the lost weapons yet? Yes, I did. Great job, Maradiva. Let's show the Wretched what we're made of. Well, in my case, we're made of death, but you know. So, which of these... Let's take that one, because again, that costs more. So we're going to take that. So, Wretched Ringleader. The Wretched are so oblivious, gorging on foul magic, that they haven't realised we've recovered most of our weapons. We can't expect them to remain in their stupor, though. Now is the time for a decisive attack. Let us make an example of their leader, Alderon. He was spotted on the top floor of the building by the anchorage. Bring me his head. I'll reward you suitably. What is it with these wizards and heads? Honestly, beginning to understand why they call us the Blood Elves. Right, so we've got to go all the way up the top there to chop off yet another head and bring it to yet another elf. Maybe they make jewellery out of it or something. Well, I certainly know trolls in this game use a lot of bone and claw in their decorations. Maybe the Blood Elves do as well, and they just make it look really fancy so you can't tell that it was hacked out of another of their kind. Oh, now this is nice. So there's somebody over there called Apthis, who's a warlock, and they're doing a good job of clearing out some space for us, so we're going to run along in their wake, and basically we're going to use them as an elven shield. It would be rude if we didn't help out, so... Well, they do have a lot of imps. That's quite impressive. It looks like she is actually on the same quest as us, so with any luck this should make this nice and fast. Also, hello Apthis. Nice to see you if you ever come back and watch this video someday. And there's the guy that we're here to kill. Now unfortunately, she killed him before we had a chance to land a blow on him, so we will have to stay here and wait for him to respawn.
Target something first.
But with any luck, that won't take long. She and her imps heading off. Speaking of imps, I've just noticed that Marava did not come back after we died, so hello Marava. There we go, that's better. I have to apologise, I'm feeling a little bit croaky today, so if my voice sounds a bit harsh, that's what's going on. And hopefully Alderon the Reckless will respawn relatively quickly, and before all the other wretched in this building also respawn, because fighting our way out of here would not be much fun. Before we wait for that though, let's go over here and take a look at the view. Isn't that pretty? And again, I really love the sense of sunlight that goes on in this area. Ah, there he is. So hopefully this will be a relatively easy fight. Don't know if there's any point in doing that. No, he's also a wizard. He's throwing spells back at us, so getting at range doesn't seem to make much of a difference. There we go. So we've set fire to him, cut his head off, and now we can head back again. I'm going to try and do this quickly. Let's see if we can get out of here before all the other wretched realise what's going on and try to stop us. So I would assume if the wretched have destroyed all the ships, there must have been something on the ships that they were trying to get to. But I don't think they ever actually tell us what that is. Or maybe they're just out to cause trouble, who knows. I'm not entirely sure what happens to a person when they're high on mana crystals, so it could be that there's really nothing that logical going on and they're just roving around. Let's see if I can sneak down here. Nope, somebody spotted me. Let's deal with him before the other one spots me as well. Otherwise we're going to have exactly the same problem that happened before. I think you can probably tell watching this that I'm used to playing a much higher level character. I'm not really used to having to worry too much about what I'm doing. That was silly. I didn't see this guy. So we're going to turn him into a sheep and kill this guy. Or try to kill this guy. There we go. And hoping... never mind. I will get better at this. So let's go back again, get our corpse, and try over. Although this time we might be able to resurrect far enough away that we don't actually have to fight any more of them. It has to be said, it's been a while since I have played a section in this game where death has actually been a very real risk. I am used to playing a level 110 character, a moderately well geared one. I will admit I'm not the best geared character in the game, not by a long shot. So coming back and having nothing and being quite weak is definitely an interesting change of pace. And I am quite enjoying it, I've got to say. And I hope you're enjoying it as well, and that watching me die repeatedly isn't too annoying. So let's see how close we can get here. So if we resurrect here and just run away... yeah, they'll never know. Excellent. We'll let them think that they won. So, let's go hand over this head. Well, do you have his head or not? I've no time to waste, Maradiva. Why do you want it so fast? You defeated him after all. Undoubtedly my men softened him up for you. No. I jest, mage. You've done well. You'll make a name for yourself if you keep your nose clean. I mean, to be honest, if I can just stay alive, I'd be quite happy. So, silk wristbands. They're not actually any better than the ones that we're wearing, so we won't equip those.
The reckoning is at hand.
Now, is there anybody here that I can sell stuff to? I don't think there is. Okay, let's head back to Fairbreeze Village, hand in our other quests, and like I say, we'll come back to the Grimscale Pirates. I think that will be a quest for another time. And then we can see what's going on in Fairbreeze. See what all those other quest markers were about. But we're making good progress. We're level 8. And we'll be carrying on with this until about 4 o'clock real time, which I believe is 5 o'clock in realm time. And if you're wondering where I am, I'm on Argent Dawn in the EU, which is a roleplay server, so we will occasionally see roleplayers around. That's a friendly Dragonhawk, that's good. It's a nice server here. I recommend it if you're looking for somewhere that's, I'd say, moderately populated and friendly. I can't speak for the Alliance side. I don't play Alliance really at all, but not on this server. But certainly with the Horde, seem to be a reasonably nice bunch of people, so feel free to come and join us if you want.
State your business.
That'll teach them not to mess with us. Good work, Maradiva. So, Farstrider Retreat. Your help in subduing the wretched has been invaluable. The Farstriders would surely have use for someone like you in their fight against the Almani Trolls. Amani Trolls? Look for the Farstrider Retreat to the northeast of here, speak to Lieutenant Dawnrunner and see what assistance she might need. So that's good. So when we finished here in Fairbreeze Village, we can head over there and see what we can help with.
Keep your wits about you.
So we'll pick that up, but for now, first of all I'm going to have a quick look in here. This is nice. Oh, there's another level. Oh, okay, let's see what's going on at the top. So yeah, for now we're going to see what else we can do to help out around here before we leave. Oh, look at this. You know, I don't actually think I've ever been up here before. These are the kind of corners and places where you often find roleplayers hiding out in World of Warcraft. The game is so big, it has so many little corners like this. This is quite impressive, actually. And nice places to come and hang out and see your friends and do what roleplayers do, to be honest. I think this is the top floor. Have a quick nosy around here. Yeah, I can't see any more paths up. But isn't that cool? And a whole kind of hidden upper level here. Well, not really hidden, but you know what I mean. So, let's see what those enticing looking yellow exclamation points down below are for. Did that imp have anybody with it? Or was that just a free roaming imp? That's a little worrying. Warlocks really ought to keep better control over their minions. The last thing we want is demons running around unattended. So, let's see what Magistrix Landra has to say.
Glory to the Sindori.
It is shameful that we Sindori have lost so much of what we used to call home. It shall not be long before we regain our strength and retake our southern lands back from the Scourge. I like how optimistic she is. So, Saltharil's Haven. I swear that I'm going to fireball someone if I get one more request from Lord Saltharil concerning supplies for his party. Do I look like a party planner? Between you and me, that fool and his sycophants are living in denial that we're under attack here. Some of us are actually busy with, oh, I don't know, defending what's left of Kelflas. Mage, would you please head over to South Farrell's Haven and see if you can shut him up? It's just down the road to the west. I think that might be the building that we walked past earlier. So yes, I will go and do that. And she's also got the Wayward Apprentice. Thank you for your help, Maradiva. While I get things back in order here, I'd like to ask you for a favour. One of my former apprentices embarked in a very dangerous line of research. She journeyed to the East Sanctum in the middle of the Dread Scar. I worry for her well-being. See if you can find her and convince her to return to her senses. Oh, okay.
Hold your head high.
Oh well. So, that'll be one to look out for as we wander around. Now we've got 3 quests going on in here. So, let's see what they relate to. Goods from Silvermoon City. Welcome, volunteer. We're running low on supplies here, but Silvermoon has promised us material assistance. That's where you come in. Take this list over to Skymaster Brightdawn. He'll have further instructions for you on how best to get up to Silvermoon City. Ah, excellent. So this is a quest that will send us back to Silvermoon, so in a little bit we'll head back over there and see what we can do. And what do you need? You're an innkeeper. Ranger Sarian. Don't take the safety of this village for granted. We're under siege by the Scourge on the east and the Wretched to the west. Ranger Sarian keeps our borders safe from the undead that pour in from the Dead Scar. Follow the road eastwards out of town and see if you can lend her a hand. Right, well when we leave here we will definitely do that. So as you can see, like I said earlier, if you pick up all your quests at once you end up with this massive list going down the side of the screen. So I think what we'll do, I'm just going to see what Ardain Riverwind has to say, because I'm hoping one of these quests will also relate to South Farrell's Haven, because then we can go and do all that at the same time, rather than going over there and coming back again. But if not, I think what I'll do is I'll check on my map, see where most of these are grouped, and we'll take them a group at a time, because all these seem to be sending us to other places.
The eternal sun guides us.
So he's got one called the Scorched Grove. A foul taint in the soil precedes the expansion of the Scourge into a new area. The protective runestones along the border with the Ghostlands have warded the land against this taint in the past. The westernmost runestone was destroyed during a Scourge attack, which forced us to burn the ground around it to prevent the taint from spreading. My sister, Lariana Riverwind, watches over the Scorched Grove. Go find her, she might have some work for you. Okay, so he's also sending us to somewhere else. So I'll pick that up. And then we're going to go to South Hill's Haven, and we are going to see what they want. Because again, it's been a long time since I've done these quests, but I think he's got stuff for us to do in Silvermoon as well, and I would quite like to do all these at the same time if it's possible. So, off we go. Gonna take the cross-country route. Wait, where's Marava gone? Oh. She's disappeared again. Obviously she had some important dragon stuff to do, but there we go, we've got her back again. There's a ruby sapling over there, and that's another vanity pet that you can tame. But as you can see, when I hover over it, it says I've already got one. I have no idea where it came from, but apparently I've already picked up one of them. Oh, I heard fireworks. Yeah, so yeah, this is the place that we walked past earlier. So let's head in here and see what he's got going on. Let's have a look at him. My lord, with much of the Sindaro nobility regrettably crushed, does that mean that you are likely to receive an elevation soon? Is that so? How very interesting, my dear. Why don't you run along and powder your nose? I have much to think about. Well, I hate them both already. Right, what do you want? Ah, good of Magistrix Dawnstrider to finally respond to my simple request. I should take up the matter of her attitude with the Regent Lord in Silvermoon. She's quite rude. I really think the Regent might have more important things going on at the minute, mate. Nothing for you to concern yourself with, though. Now that you're here, maybe I'll finally be able to get those party supplies that I've been waiting for. I mean, I don't know, are you going to pay me for it? I like to throw parties. Just a little something to celebrate the magnificence that is Kel'Thalas. But I'm in a bit of a bind. I need you to gather up more party supplies. From Vinemaster Suntouched at the Silvermoon City Inn, bring me a bottle of Suntouched Special Reserve. From Zeleni First Light at Farstrider Retreat, acquire more of those delicious Springpaw appetizers. And you can pick up my delivery of fireworks from Hallis Dawnstrider at Fairbreeze Village. Be quick about it. Okay, so he does want us to go to Silvermoon, but he also wants us to go to a ton of other places, so,
Remember the Sunwell.
he is going to give me money, so I will do it, but we're probably not going to come back here for a while. So let's head back over to Fairbreeze and see if we can catch a ride to Silvermoon. That seems like a good plan. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure what the Regent Lord would think if, in the midst of an oncoming war and all the craziness that's going on with the new expansions, some guy wrote him a letter complaining that someone was rude to him. It seems like a very minor thing, given everything that's happening at the moment. For those of you who aren't keeping up with the current expansions in Warcraft, the preamble to the latest expansion involves us restarting a war with the Alliance by setting fire to the Night Elf starting area. So, yeah, definitely other stuff going on at the moment. Oh, this guy's got a quest as well. What do you want?
The dark times will pass.
The Springpaw that inhabit this region are known for their high-quality pelts. We've even seen Night Elf scum travel to these lands just to poach them. Our skirmishes with the Armani have put a bit of a strain on our supply of gear, and our rangers don't have much time for hunt for pelts anymore. If you're willing to lend a hand by collecting Springpaw pelts, I'd be happy to reward you with a handcrafted piece of armour. You'll find Springpaw stalkers all around the woods north of here. Let's see. So the cloak he's offering us again really doesn't do much different to the one that we're wearing, but we'll get 2 silver out of it, so we're already in the area. And if we look on the map here, we can see all our quests are now quite spread out, so yeah, let's collect some pelts just before we leave the area. Hopefully it won't take too long. Well, there's one down there, but that's a pretty big cliff. Oh, let's take a look. Yeah, let's head this way. So I can see by looking on the map that we should be able to find them all around here, so we shouldn't have to go too far. And that's a quest that we can do quickly, hopefully level up, and then get back to what we were doing before. This time I'm going to try very hard not to die. There we go, there's a level up. Ah. So we didn't get a pelt from that one, never mind. We are now level 9, which is good. There we go, got a pelt off that one. And unlike the Springpaws that we were killing back when we first logged into the game, these ones are actually aggressive, so I don't feel quite so bad about killing them, if I'm perfectly honest. I wouldn't say they're asking for it, but it always feels a little less cruel when the thing that you're fighting actually fights back, so... You have to be a little bit careful because there are some tenders wandering around,
Target.
and they are also aggressive, and they actually blend in quite well with some of the trees around here, so it can be harder to spot them. Could have sworn I saw another one up here. Maybe it wandered off this way. No, there's a dragon hawk. There is one down the hill there, so... Oh, and one there.
I need to target something first.
Well, that one didn't give us any loot at all. That wasn't very good. That's better. We only need 2 more now, which is good. So far we haven't seen much variation of bad guys in the Blood Elf starting area, but there are also murlocs and trolls around here. And once we leave this area, I think we get some
I don't have a
other...
target.
Oh, sorry. I think we get some other wild animals as well that we can hunt, which will give us a little bit of variety. It'll be interesting to be killed by things other than wretched. So let's go back and hand that in quickly, and then I think we're heading off to Silvermoon. Although he did say one of the items we could pick up from Fairbreeze, so well, I guess we could always do that when we come back through this way. Let's hand this in first. The question mark up there, incidentally, is Ranger. What's her name? Ranger Saren, but we'll go and help her out once we've finished this. You're back. Did you bring the pelts? These will do perfectly, Maradiva. Take this piece of armour as a reward. I'll be able to make more with the pelts that you brought me. Well, that was nice and straightforward. So now we're going to go and have a word with the Skymaster.
Victory lies ahead.
Click on that. Yes, what's this? So we're giving him the request. Saphil wants you to head up to Silvermoon City and bring back her goods, huh? Sure, I can get you there quickly, for a small fee, of course. Mage, for a very modest amount of coin, I can send you swiftly flying through the air on one of these magnificent beasts. And it's safer than walking there, I can assure you. Oh, for me it definitely is. When you arrive in Silvermoon City, seek out Sathrin Azuradorn at the bazaar. Speak with me once more when you've decided you're ready to brave the skies. Now, I kind of like the fact that even though we're going to pay him to get on this Hawkstrider, he's going to give us money for it. Kind of like a subsidised taxi ride, I suppose. So, yeah, let's do that.
To all who oppose us, our enemies will fall.
And here you can see the flight path map, so we just want to click on Silvermoon City. And then enjoy the slightly dizzying ride. And as I said before, this is a no-fly zone for normal mounts, so we're not going to run into anybody flying into the city. You can see the dead scar there, that terrible blast that's torn into the side of Silvermoon. I've just received a message in chat that says the first ride is free, gets you hooked. Which I'm going to go on a limb and say sounds a little bit rude, but yes, I think you're right. So, who's this here? We've got Slayer Vethius, who's a Blood Elf Demon Hunter. Now, as you might remember from our last video, Maradiva here was a demon hunter for a short period of time, so I do like their outfit. That is very fancy. And while we're here, we've come back to the area. We're going to go and hand in our Swift Discipline quest, because we may as well while we're in the area. Let's see what this delightfully charming instructor Anthiel has to say.
The eternal sun guides us.
Did you do what I asked of you, Maradiva? Excellent job, Maradiva. Don't worry, they're not stuck in that form permanently. Their apprenticeship, however, won't be restored until they earn it back. I think that's quite fair. You know, they were messing him around. They were not good students. So,
farewell.
Let's complete that. He's given us another pouch, which is good, because if we look in our backpack, we are running a bit limited on space. That was a bad place to stand, sorry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my useful items into that Magister's pouch, so that when it comes to clearing out the rubbish, so to speak, it's a little bit easier to see what we're doing. And now we're going to head into Silvermoon itself. So here are the gates of Silvermoon. If we keep an eye on the chat channel, which is down in this corner, sometimes when you walk over here you can hear people talking under the bridge. This is a favourite hangout spot for some of our local role players. But it looks like things are quiet at the moment. And here we go, we are in Silvermoon City. So let's just... This is our first look, the home of the Blood Elves. And I've got to admit, it is pretty impressive. Had a huge effect on me when I first walked in here many years ago as a starting level character and as a new player. There's Apthis again, the warlock that we saw earlier. Let's wave to her. And walking up behind her, you can see here we have some Nightborn. So these are Nightborn tourists who've come here all the way from the Shattered Isles. This is a nice addition to the game, to see people wandering around from the new alliances. Oops, sorry, Marava. Now, I'm not actually going to pick up this quest. This quest will send us to Darkmoon Fair, which I don't particularly want to do with Maradiva. It's way out of our way and it will just interrupt the levelling process, so we're going to ignore that one. And we've got two circles showing on our map. So we've got up here the Sun-Touched Reserve, and we've got the Fly to Silvermoon City quest, which we're going to do first, I think. And that's Ambassador Kellamar with some very important people from the rest of the Horde. We won't get in his way. I love the way this area is divided up with these sort of very big impressive gateways that we can go around. And this is the bazaar. Nice big open space. And again, just love the architecture here. And that big tower over there, I believe, is the palace. And there are lots of shops around here, lots of doorways that we can head through and explore. I won't go into all of them now, but we might come back here and poke around at some point. We will see how it goes. And here we have Sathrin. Hello.
Choose wisely.
I will. That's quite a list you have there, friend. Let me take a look at it. What's this? Sathiel wants all of this? Did you bring anyone with you to help you take it back? Well, I brought Marava. She'd probably like carry an apple or something. I don't know how strong she is. It doesn't look as if you have a cart or a beast of burden with you, so I'd better send you back only with what you can carry. If you've spoken with Skymaster Brightdawn at Fairbreeze Village, then you should get this to Sathiel as soon as possible by flying back. Take these goods for final inspection to Sky Mistress Gloaming just outside Silvermoon City's Shepherd's Gate. So we actually walked past her on the way in. She's the Flight Master for Silvermoon. So we will accept that. And then I think we have to go and pick up this Sun-Touched Special Reserve. And also, while we are here in Silvermoon, we're going to pick up some trade abilities, or professions they're called. And I was having to think about it after the last stream, and I think the ones we'd be best off going for would be tailoring and enchanting. And that way we can hopefully make our own clothing, which will help us get better armour. So while I'm here, I'm going to find out where the tailor is. So professions, tailoring. The tailor Keelan is always seeking more curious students to teach his delicate craft. His shop is somewhat difficult to uncover at first, but it's just north of the auction house in the bazaar. You'll find him on the lower level of the building.
We will have justice.
Yes, we will. So that's actually back over this way. You can see it's put a marker on my mini-map for me, which makes it a lot easier to find, just saves a bit of time. See somebody else heading that way. And this is what I mean about there being lots of open rooms to find. Now, we do have a lower level here, but it looks like Colleen is actually standing up the top now, which is curious. And who's that? She's just an apprentice. Okay, well, let's talk to him.
Times will pass.
So tailoring requires level 5. And oh, this has actually changed. So we're going to purchase basic tailoring. You may only know 2 professions at any one time. Would you like to learn tailoring? Yes, I would. There we go. And now it's given us some recipes that we can learn, and also one that we can buy here, white linen shirt. So we are going to buy that as well.
Keep your wits about you.
I'll do my best, thank you for that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my spell book, click on professions, and here we've got tailoring. I'm just going to move that onto one of my sidebars so that it's easy to find. And if we click on that, what can we make? We can make some simple linen pants, which is about the same as what we're wearing. We can make a linen cloak, which again, about the same. And we can make some shirts. Now, shirts are just cosmetic items. But we can also make bandages. Now, bandages are good healing items, so I'm going to start off by making 10 bandages. And then we should be able to heal ourselves a little bit better when we get into trouble. And the nice thing is we have actually already picked up some bits of linen from killing mobs, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Later on I might get some of my other characters to send Maradiva some cloth. But for now, that is a good start. I'm going to put the bandages there and just pop them down there so I can use them quickly. However, while we're here, I am actually just going to see what's down the bottom here, because I've never been down here. And, oh, I see, Keelan's a warlock, is he? A leper gnome labourer. So basically he's running a sweatshop. Okay, okay. Well, there you go. apparently nice clothing's come at a price, and that price is gnomes. So let's have a quick chat to you. So here are items that we might need to do tailoring, but for now we're going to need to save up more cloth anyway. And I'm just going to basically sell everything that I've got here. We don't need any of this, and we may need the money, so... There we go.
Time is of the essence.
So that's our first profession. And then the other one that we're going to do is enchanting. So I'm going to go back to the guard, find out where the enchanter is, and pick that up too while we're here. And I think we'll go and talk to the same guard who was helpful last time, so hopefully he'll be helpful again.
Baladash, Malanore.
So, profession trainer and enchanting. The enchanter Sedana is currently accepting apprentices, I believe. You'll find her in one of the alcoves within the Court of the Sun.
Salama Ashalanore.
Ah, the Court of the Sun. That's actually the palace, I believe, or near the palace. So, whoa! That was somebody using something impressive. Huh. That was a Nightborn mage, apparently. So, yeah, this place is literally just called Murder Row. I will leave it to your imagination to find out what happens here. There's a Blood Champion Calendir over there. Hello, Calendir. Let's wave at him. And now let's go in here and pick up the Sun-Touched Special Reserve. So I believe... Vine Master Sun-Touched. I believe it's you we need to speak to. Sun-Touched Special Reserve. The light passing through the bottle reveals a magical property to the wine. So we're going to buy some of that.
We will have justice.
And then we're going to get out of here. You'd think if he was, you know, so successful... Oh, there's the ambassador again. He'd be able to put his tavern somewhere other than Murder Row. Or maybe people just like to have a drink before they get stabbed. And over here, I believe that's the rogue trainer I just saw. So this is where all the nice stabby blood elves live. Presumably because they don't like daylight. And then we're going to come out here and take a quick look at the palace. Who's that? Bane of the Fallen King. That's a Death Knight. And another hunter. Excellent. So here's the palace. Isn't that beautiful? It really is just a very well laid out area. I'm sure other games have done it better or done it more impressively, but you've got to admit this is a very distinctive place. So let's go learn some enchanting. And I think she's probably here now. It's inscription. Inscription supplies. Enchanting trainer, there we go. In the pretty pink dress.
State your business.
And again, we have to be level 5 to learn a profession. So we're just going to click on that and train. Would you like to learn enchanting as your second one? We certainly would. And lesser magic wand is one that we can buy from her. So we're going to get that as well. And again, I'm just going to take enchanting and put it there. And we get another ability as well called Disenchant, which extracts the magical elements from good quality, which is green or better weapons and armour. The target item will be destroyed and will not be retrievable. So what we do with that is, if we gain items that we don't need, we can just disenchant them and get reagents. So if I click on here, and we don't have any reagents yet, but we could make a copper rod. We can make a minor dodge enchantment, a minor health enchantment. That might be quite useful actually. Permanently enchants bracers to increase health by 1. I wonder if we can put that on white ones, or a lesser magic wand, which improves our intellect, so that would give us more mana, but doesn't do much to our damage per second. And we would need a lesser magic essence. And some simple wood, which I believe we can actually buy from one of these fellows here.
I have one-of-a-kind items.
Oh no, he's got inscription
Remember the
supplies.
sun well.
There we go, there's the enchanting
Choose
trainer.
wisely.
So lots of formulas that we can learn. And here we go, we've got copper rod, simple wood, star wood. So we need to go and disenchant some
Remember
stuff
the sun well.
and get some reagents before we can start working on that. So now that we've done that, we can head back. We're going to take some goods to Fairbreeze Village. And then I think we're going to go and see what the ranger outside Fairbreeze Village wants, and then I think it would be best if we head over to Farstrider Retreat. I think that would probably be the most pertinent course of action. Ah, the guy we saw earlier is talking to a friend. Let's leave them to it. So, yeah, so that was a productive trip. We've got our professions. We've picked up the Sun Touch Special Reserve. So yeah, we're doing well actually. I think that guy's chasing a broom. I mean, it must be confusing for an orc to see, you know, stuff being cleaned up. That mean to orcs? Should I be mean to orcs? Who knows? But yes, I think if we head towards Farstrider Retreat, should be our next sort of big set of quests that we set out on, I think. Anybody under the bridge today? No, we're all clear. Now this is the Silvermoon City Quartermaster, so
Your gold is welcome here.
we can buy a Tarot here. We can buy a cloak, a very smart cloak, and later on we'll be able to buy a bag.
Hold your head high.
But we're not doing too badly for bag space at the moment, so I'm not too worried about that. Ooh. We've got some visiting pandas here as well. Excellent.
Glory to the Sindorai.
Wow, that box of goods you have there looks heavy. You want to load that up onto one of my flying beauties? Yes, please, because I don't think my flying beauty is going to carry it. Back down to Fairbreeze Village in Eversong Woods then? Sure, I can get you there fast. So, it all checks out as far as I can tell. So the question is, have you already spoken to Skymaster Brightdawn in Fairbreeze Village? If so, then this can be as simple as you paying the small fare and quickly flying back. Let me know when you're ready. And we have spoken to him, because he flew us this way.
Our enemies will fall.
But you can see this this particular quest chain, I think, was designed to teach people who've never played the game before how to use the Skymasters. And I'm sure there are people that have picked up the quest at one end, run all the way to Silvermoon, and not realise that they could have done it quicker by using the Flight Master, because, you know, we all make mistakes. Just like I did pulling those mobs earlier. So we are going to fly back to Fairbreeze. I'm going to have a quick drink, because my throat's still hurting, I'm afraid. And just to say hello and welcome if you've just started viewing this, I'm Guide of Misguidance, and we are levelling up a mage in World of Warcraft. An interesting thing with the Dragonhawk mounts that we've got here, I actually have a couple that my main character Darathony has earned as mounts, and I get terribly motion sick when I try and fly on them if they're under my control. If they're scripted ones, which is what we just saw there, where they just go through a certain direction, I don't seem to have as much of a problem with it, but for some reason, if I'm in control, the up and down motion it's not good for me. It's not pleasant. So if we head in here, we can hand this one in.
What do you seek?
Mage, back so soon? That doesn't look like everything I requested. Well, I guess if he said the rest of it will be coming quickly overland, then I'll take him at his word. He certainly never failed to provide the goods in the past. Thank you, Maradiva. Here, take this coin. It's done nothing but jingle around in my pocket all day. Well, that's nice of her.
Salama Ashalinore.
Now, somebody in here has got something that we need for the party, I think.
Your
So
gold is welcome here.
let me see if I can spot it.
Remember the sun well.
Maybe it was
I
you.
have one-of-a-kind items.
Huh. You know what, I'm actually gonna just read the quest. Let's see, you can pick up my delivery of fireworks from Hallis Dawnstrider at Fairbreeze Village. Which one's Hallis Dawnstrider? Oh, hello. It's you, is it?
Yes.
And he answered me. Brilliant. Bundle of fireworks. So we've got that. So it's just the spring pour appetizers that we need yet. Next. I'm going to get stuck on a fence for a moment. Let's go see what the ranger needs up here. Ranger Sarian. And then I think we will go and look for Fast Rider Retreat. And here she is.
The dark times will pass.
You're here to help us? Why didn't you say so earlier? We can always use a hand.
Be ready for anything.
Oh, excellent. We've completed 50 quests.
We will
So,
persevere.
defending Fairbreeze Village. We've experienced a marked increase in scourge attacks, Maradiva. Our defences are barely holding, and there's no sign of reinforcements from Silvermoon City. Lend us a hand in defending the village by thinning the numbers of the undead roaming the Dead Scar nearby.
Salama
So that we can definitely do.
Ashalinore.
Let's quickly check our map. So yeah, Fast Rider Retreat is actually all the way over there. But I think what we can do is we can cross over the Scar here, visit the Wayward Apprentice just here on the other side, and then head up and across and do it that way. And that way we will clear some of our quests out and get ourselves up over there. And then we've got the Scorched Grove back down there, but we'll come back to that. We're going to have to come back around this area anyway, because we've got some Murlocs to murder. So let's go murder some undead. Oh, hello Marava. Sorry about that. And undead as well, they are, I believe, counted as humanoids, so we should, if we're lucky, get some fabrics off them. Let's start with one of them. Dark Wraith.
I need to target something first.
Now, one thing you can see here is that as we level up, the monsters are all leveling up as well. That was something that was brought in relatively recently to Warcraft, I think, in the last couple of expansions. Within certain areas of the game, mobs will actually scale to the level of the player. And, yes, there's some linen cloth there. And what that actually means from a player point of view is there's a huge number of areas and zones now where you can level up. So it used to be there was a fairly linear path, not as linear as some other games, it has to be said, but you would go to certain zones when you hit certain levels, and now it's opened up an awful lot more choice and availability of zones to level up in, which has, in my opinion, I think it's made the game a lot more interesting. It means that you can level up characters and not have to repeat zones if you don't want to. So all your characters can level through a different path, and I think that gives a bit more flavour, gives you a chance to see more of the world and experience more of the game, I think, without having to go back over stuff. What it does mean, though, is it's a lot harder to out-level certain areas,
Have a target.
which, I'm actually just going to use one of our bandages there, which means that you can't become massively powerful and then just face roll your way through content like you used to be able to. Which is a bit of a shame, but you know, that's only a very small complaint in my opinion, and I think the benefits we get from having scaled bad guys massively outweigh the limited appeal of just being able to stomp on everything. So, right, we need 2 more Rotling Marauders. There's one over there. And actually this is the sanctum that we need to be at as well, so...
I'm out of range.
Actually, let's take... Oh, invalid target, so we can't do that to undead, okay. Let's kill this quickly before his friend gets over here. Too late, too late. Ah. Every time. Never mind. Now luckily it's only dumped us back in Fairbreeze village, so our run back will not be as long as it was last time. We don't have that far to go. But again, I did exactly the same thing as I did last time. I wasn't paying close enough attention to my surroundings. So I do apologise for that. I definitely don't think we're ready to take on Murlocs. And particularly not level scaling Murlocs. If we could grossly out-level them and then just run in and fireball everything, that would be very different, but we can't, sadly. So, let's check what's around. We should be relatively safe here. And, oh, we did actually kill that one just before it killed us. It looks like its friend has come to take revenge. So, off we go.
I need a target.
Perfect. Right, let's have another crack at this dude. As you can see, they are doing a fair amount of damage to me, so we will need to keep an eye on that. Let's use another bandage. Luckily we can make bandages now, so that helps a little bit. And also we do regain health when we're not in combat, which is nice. Let's have a quick pop at this one. just clear the way. There we go. Now we do need to kill one more Rotlin Marauder, but I'm sure we'll have a chance to do that shortly, so... It's so nice of my old mentor to check on me. It's too bad she lost faith in my research long ago. Don't waste your time trying to get me to return to her. You can either help me with my research or leave. Well, it depends what your research is, you know. Corrupted soil. This was a fully functional arcane sanctum before Arthas and his army of Scourge decided to plough through it on their way to Silvermoon. Now it's as useful to us as any part of the Dead Scar. The soil is tainted, undead are drawn to it, and the energy in the ley lines is completely disrupted. What I want to know, Maradiva, is whether this taint is reversible or not. I want you to collect soil samples from this area so I can study them. Perhaps with time we can set things back to normal. So that's actually a very worthwhile pursuit, because if we could cure the Dead Scar, well, the area would look a lot nicer for one thing, so let's accept that. And I'm guessing the soil samples, these little piles of green. So I'm just going to kill that dude over there, otherwise he's going to run up on us when I'm not looking. These are anger shades. Well, I guess I'd be pretty angry too if I was undead. I've always got the impression that being part of the Scourge, which was Arthas's undead army, is not particularly fun. Well, there's two of them over there. Is that guy just stuck in a rock? Huh. Can I hit him? Or is he trapped? No, so he's doing evade, which means he's trapped in there. Which I'm hoping means I can go near him without him attacking us. So let's just kill off his friend. So occasionally... Oh no, he's on evade as well now. What is going on here? How bizarre. Okay. Now the reason I'm moving back now... Oh, he really doesn't want to play with us. Okay, let's see if this guy will. That was weird. So, yeah, like all MMOs, glitches do happen, and sometimes monsters get stuck in scenery, and when that happens, usually they can't attack. Presumably because the game just doesn't really know where they are or what they're doing. So, let's just gather up these soil samples and get out of here. Weird things are obviously happening with the corruption here, and you know, monsters are losing their focus, people are getting stuck in rocks. It's not a good time. On the plus side, we have killed our last Rotlin Marauder. So that's another task ticked off the list. Now, is there something in there? Be a bit careful not to turn my back on a doorway. Anybody in here? Nope. However, we have found a chest. Now, remember how I said that sometimes they spawn out in the open world and they are quite rare, so we've just found one. That's good. Let's see what was in it. So, patchwork gloves, that's better than what we're using. A carpenter's mallet, which we can't use, and a feeble sword. So, that's a couple of silver's worth of stuff, so... And some new gloves. Not massively useful, but certainly could be worse. Oh, hello. Let's see if we can get him from this side. To be honest, every little bit of armour that we can get will definitely be a good thing. There we go, got him. Now, are there any more soil samples around this way? I think we're going to have to go over here and fight these guys. I'm trying to be a little bit careful with where we're going and what we're doing, just because I have proven repeatedly that I'm very good at dying in this game. I've just had a message in chat saying that oh, excellent, we've hit level 10. That the glitches and things might be because we're about to disconnect, so fingers crossed that that's not true, and it's just the game being a tiny bit flaky. But you never know, it might happen. We've already had a couple of disconnects this session, so it might happen again, it might not, who knows. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. Like I say, disconnects are annoying, but at least when you're levelling up it doesn't disrupt things too much. I've always been fairly... I'm not blasé about disconnects, but it doesn't bother me as much as it might bother other people, and part of that is for the longest time when I used to play World of Warcraft, I played it on an incredibly old laptop, and the laptop was so old that it basically wasn't really optimised for playing MMOs, and I'm more than used to disconnects, so we'll just brave it, really. So, back to Mavida.
The eternal sun guides us.
Are you done collecting the samples I asked for, Merediva? Yes, I am. Excellent. I will cast an augmentation enchantment on the samples so I can more clearly analyse the taint on the soil.
Remember the sun well.
Such dark energy. How can this be possible? Oh no. No. The message in chat was right. We've got a disconnect. I apologise. So back in we go. Hope we didn't miss anything good. Nope. Nope, she's just got a new quest for us. Okay.
We will persevere.
Something's wrong, Merediva. I sense the presence of Scourge. Be ready to fight them. Oh dear.
We will have justice.
Well, okay, let's get ready to die again.
Be ready for anything.
Oh, Garshul the Remorseless has just appeared over there. Is he the guy we're meant to be fighting? Is he going to come this way, or...? Oh.
The dark times will pass.
Oh, here we go. Begin confrontation with Garshul the Remorseless.
Salama Ashalanore.
Right, and here he is, running in to beat the snot out of us. Ah, that's interesting. That appears to have changed to Ice Lance. I think what happened is when we hit level 10, we gained the ability to change our specialisation, which I don't think we can do while we're out in the open. But we will have a go at that in a bit. Now, at the moment, the Anger Shades are busy beating up our friend there, so we'll let her do most of the work. It's called Delegation. No need to apologise in chat for warning me. It's always a good thing. Here we go. My endeavours are hopeless, Merediva. The very nature of the soil has been altered. The taint is irreversible. Thank you for your assistance. I'll need to ask one last task of you. Oh, okay then. As discouraging as my research results are, they still contain valuable data. I must have a Magister review my work before it is taken seriously. Please take these notes to Magistrix Landra Dawnstrider at Fairbreeze Village west of here. So that's good, so we can take that back to Fairbreeze, and at the same time we can go back to the ranger at Fairbreeze Village and tell her that we've thinned the numbers of the monsters in the Dead Scar. So let's see about a crossing point. They're kind of all over the place. Okay, let's go for here. I can see one there. So I think what it's done is it's bumped me into the ice spec for mages. Personally, I'd quite like to go with fire magic, because for me, a mage is all about setting fire to stuff and, you know, big explosions and all the rest of it. So when we get back to Fairbreeze, I'll take a look at my specialisations and see what we can do. Because like I said, I don't think you can change your specialisation when you're out in the wild. I think you have to be in a sanctuary. I don't even know if Fairbreeze counts as a sanctuary, it might not. Now this is interesting. Ice Lance doesn't seem to be one that we can cast at the same time as another, but it does do more damage against frozen targets. So if we freeze something with a Frostbolt, it does more damage against them, so that's worth knowing. So actually, I might just be able to smack them with this. Oh, that's much quicker. Yeah, alright, that works. And we've picked up a green item, so let's get out of the Dead Scar. And take a quick look at that. So, oh, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I'm so sorry. There we go. So, Simple Branch of the Fire Flash. Binds when equipped, held in offhand. Okay. So now I guess we're... Oh, I see, we're holding a stick as well. Is that a wand? I don't know. It increases our stats, so let's take it with us and find out. Ah, thank you for saying bless you in chat, I appreciate that. Right, let's go back and see what our reward is for helping out. Was that on fire when we left? God, I hope it was. It would kind of suck to go away and do that and then come back and find like everyone's just been wiped out while I was away. So here we go, here's the ranger.
State your business.
Many thanks, Maradiva. Our job is a thankless one, but today you helped make it a bit easier. Rune Warden Darien. This increase in Scourge attacks leads me to believe that there might be a malfunction at one of the protective rune stones at the border with the Ghostlands. We used these ancient stones to protect us against the undead. Most of them were destroyed or lost after the attack on the Sunwell. Follow the road south towards the Ghostlands and look to the west for a small path. You will find Rune Warden Darien, by the runestone nearby. He will know whether anything's wrong. Okay.
The reckoning is at hand.
Now that's interesting because I wonder if that has something to do with the Scorched Grove quests. I'm trying to decide now whether we should head straight for Fast Rider Retreat, which was my original plan, or if we should head down here to the Scorched Grove and then sort of work our way along this side, because that will clear some more of the map as well. And I do seem to recall that there's a lot to do in Fast Rider Retreat, so it might be a while before we get back again. So, Although what we could do is we could go to Fast Rider Retreat and then we pick up the last delivery thing that we need for the party. We'll have to come back here anyway, so yeah, let's go straight to Fast Rider Retreat after handing this in. But first of all, we're going to give this research to the Magistrix. Hello.
Baladash Malanore.
You've something for me? These notes are shocking. If they're correct, it means the damage to the land on the Dead Scar is irreversible. I'll notify the Grand Magister right away. More reason for our race to escape this world and find our true fate in Outland. So what she's referencing there is actually the Burning Crusade storyline. So one thing that happens with all MMOs as new expansions come out is some part of the content gets out of date. So even though the introduction that we got when we first logged in with Maradiva was talking about the current game content, with the Sunwell being reforged as a font of holy magic, What she's referring to is from when this game, or when Burning Crusade was first released for this game, where the Blood Elves were basically planning on fleeing the planet to try and find a new home somewhere else. So this is an artifact, I suppose, from that point in the game rather than the current content. But anyway, she's going to hand that research on, so that's good. And she's got another quest for us. My nephew was sent into the Ghostlands a few days ago. He never mentioned anything about his task except that it was of an extremely secret nature. He never returned, and I fear the worst, Mage. A missing messenger might not mean much to the callous magisters of Silvermoon, but he's like a son to me. Please, Maradiva, will you look for him? Well, I will when I go.
Stay the course.
When I go to the Shadowlands, I will look for him for you. I think that's only fair. So now let's take a quick look at our map. And we are going to head right over here to Farstrider Retreat. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I reckon if we head down the road, I'm trying to think. We could take the long way round, or we could fly to Silvermoon and walk down from Silvermoon. Or we could just go up to the river and follow the river. You know what? Let's fly to Silvermoon and walk from there, because then we don't have to cross the Dead Scar again.
We will persevere.
Yes, we will.
The reckoning
Off we go. I think that's a fair thing to do. So, here we go. Don't know what that funny noise was, but... Ah, there's Mariva. I was a bit worried we'd have lost her. So what I'm hoping is if we head this way and follow this path, we'll get closer to the retreat. And again, we'll have a chance to see some more scenery. And enjoy the lovely music. So we'll probably be carrying on with this for about another hour. Hopefully will give us time to do some quests in Farstrider Retreat. And then we'll log out and leave it there, and we will carry on tomorrow. So the current plan is that I will be doing streams around this time 3 times a week, between sort of 1 and 4. We will keep on with that, and then over the weekends we might do some more stuff. I need to test to see whether I can use this with Elder Scrolls Online, and if we can, then it might be fun to do some Elder Scrolls Online as well. So here we are at Farstrider Retreat. If you'll excuse me for just a moment, I'm receiving a message. Let me just reply to this quickly. Sorry about that. Has to be done occasionally. So here we are at Farstrider Retreat. So I think this might be the person we get the appetizers from. Springpaw appetizers. There we go.
Remember the sun well.
So that's our last bit that we need to hand in there. Gundyr here, who's a warrior. Say hello to him. And here is Lieutenant Dawnrunner.
State your business.
You're here to help? Excellent. The battle against the Amani trolls has taken its toll on us, and capable fighters such as yourself are always welcome. That's nice to be wanted, isn't it? So, Amani encroachment. Ours are not the vast kingdoms of the humans and orcs, All we have left of our lands in Azeroth lies mostly before your eyes, Maradiva. Until we can reach Outland, again, that's a Relic to the Burning Crusade storyline. Until we can reach Outland, we must defend what little land we have at any cost. Our uncivilized neighbours to the southeast, the Amani Trolls, certainly have a different opinion regarding the ownership of these lands. Their daily raids are something we can't tolerate anymore. Go to their settlements of Zebwatha and Torwatha and teach them a lesson. I would personally be quite interested to know if the trolls were here before the elves or vice versa, but yeah, sure, I'll go and beat up some trolls. Now, I've got a couple of other markers over here, so... Oh, I think those are upstairs, actually, not outside. Yeah, I think I've got to go up here. There's one. Arathel's Sunforge. The Spellcrafter's Hammer. The Amani and the Sindori have a long history of mutual dislike and open hostility. That doesn't prevent me from appreciating a fellow craftsman's work, Maradiva. I've come across pieces of Amani weaponry, and I must admit I'm impressed by the quality of their work. It is rumoured that Spearcrafter Otembe wields a magical hammer that is so light and well balanced it allows him to work with great dexterity and efficiency. If you bring me this tool, I'll use it to craft your weapon. So now we're just gonna literally go and steal their stuff. So yeah, alright, why not? And I'm pretty certain that the last one we're looking for is going to be up here somewhere. Here he is. I like these guns on stands that they've got around, just in case. Although, interestingly, if you look at this, that's actually pointing towards Silvermoon. So, are they just shooting low-level players from here, or what's going on? What was the point of these guns? I like his robe, though.
Our enemies will fall.
The Magister's Apprentice. Mage, hear my request. For reasons I cannot go into now, I decided to shut down my nearby school. A few days ago, I sent one of my pupils, Apprentice Lauralthalis, there with this very task. I've not heard back from her since. Will you go to Dusk with Aspire and check in on her to make sure that she is well? You'll find it by heading north on the path out of Farstrider Retreat, then go to the right when the road branches. I mean, again, we can do that. I've certainly got nothing against doing that. It's just a question of what we want to do first. Whether we stay here and attack trolls, or whether we go there. Let's take a look at where everything is on the map. So, we've got quite a lot to do with the trolls down there. We've got a Tambe's Hammer, we need to fill our Azure file, and some Berserkers to slay. So I think we're going to go and take on the trolls first, because once we've filled the file of water, we'll need to head back up towards Silvermoon anyway and give it to that git who's standing by the pool. So I reckon if we do that first, then when we head back up to Silvermoon, when we come back, we can go and do that. So let's go kill some trolls. Let's follow that one. Wait, I've lost the way. There it is. I couldn't find the way down. Do we have it? Oh, hello, Marava. Yeah, we've got some stuff we can sell as well, so let's do that.
I have one-of-a-kind items.
And also, while we're here, I'm going to take a quick look at specializations and talents and see what we've got going on. So, we click on that. So fire, it's a damage, primary stat is intellect, focus the pure essence of fire magic, assaulting enemies with combustive flames. You see, to me, that sounds like, you know, proper wizarding stuff. That's what you want, is just to set fire to everything. So we've got Fireball, Fire Blast. That was the one we were using before. Pyroblast hurls an immense fiery boulder that causes 43 fire damage. Hot Streak. Getting 2 direct damage critical strikes in a row will make the next Pyroblast or Flame Strike spell an instant cast. Well, that's quite good. Ah, Dragon's Breath. This looks good. Enemies in a cone in front of you take 20 fire damage and disorientated. And Combustion engulfs you in flames, increasing spell's critical strike chance. Let's compare that to what we've got now. Let's see, Fins of also doing its Ice Lance to deal damage if the target were frozen. Yeah, I'm gonna go for fire. So we're in a sanctuary, so let me change my specialization. There we go. And we got some new abilities. So I don't think we actually have any talents yet, so and then I'm just going to check my spellbook and make sure that we've got everything that we want on our actual toolbar. So we've got Fire Blast, and we want Fireball. I'm going to put that there. So let's go burn stuff. Burning stuff is always good. And if you've just joined us, I am Guide of Misguidance, and we are levelling up this very dashing looking mage Maradiva in World of Warcraft. We are currently level 10, and we are at Fast Rider Retreat. And we're going to come down here and murder some trolls. Can I get down this way? I guess I can. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to walk 5 more steps and go down the stairs, but this is how we roll. Oh, hello, Marava. Right, these are friendly. Don't have to worry about them. And I think as well, well, he's not friendly, and neither's that. If I am going to be role-playing this character as a dragon, I do feel somehow that fire is a bit more dragony. I think it'll work well. So if we follow the river, there is actually a path I can see up on the map there. But I don't want to get too far away. So Fireball is not an instant cast, it's a channeling one like before, but we are doing a decent amount of damage, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to scroll out a tiny bit. Let's have a go at that one as well. Yeah, that does seem to be a good mix. And we still have our Frost Nova if we've... Oh, I'm sorry. We do have our Frost Nova still, just in case we need it. So if we head up here as well, there should be a waterfall here, and I think it's the river at the other side of this waterfall. Yeah, Elrendar Falls, that's where we need to go and fill up this crystal file from. I think it's here. Yeah, it's just there, so... Oh, I see. Well, I've got to be down there. Well, you know what, let's see if I can do it standing on these rocks. Oh, looks like we're going over. Please don't die. Oof, shouldn't have done that. There we go. So there we go. We've collected the water that we need, and we can take that back to the lecturer, and hopefully he won't be a git. I've decided I'm not fond of him. He's been very rude to us, and it'll be nice if he makes us a weapon that actually helps us, but I suspect he's just going to give us a stick and tell us to go away, so We will see. Ah, here we go. This is a nice path. And here we have a troll village. Lovely. So we've got shadow priests. What we want is berserkers and axe throwers. There's an axe thrower. I'm guessing they're going to have ranged abilities, eh? Yep. He is throwing axes at me exactly as expected. I'm going to assume the shadow priests won't be much better. So again, we're going to have to be a bit careful here, otherwise these guys are going to just swamp us. We are doing decent damage, I think, as we level up, so... interesting noise. And there is a tembe, so... what we're going to do... I'm going to start with this guy here, and see if I can pull him. I think there's somebody in a cage over there that might need our help as well, so we'll... if possible, we'll go over there and see if we can lend a hand. I don't want to get too close to him in case there are more people in the huts. Let's see if I can freeze him. Is he going to do range damage to me? Yeah, well, I melted the ice freeze, which makes perfect sense.
I need to target something first.
Calm down. Right, so let's... yeah, there are people inside here. So let's kill him before we do anything else. Or just let him hack you to pieces, Merediva, whichever works for you. And let's see what this guy's got to say. Zalmarosh, come closer, Mon, don't be afraid. Venjashi not gonna hurt you. Us Darkspears be mortal enemies of the Amani, just like you. So the Darkspear trolls are the specific faction of trolls that actually belong to the Horde. The other tribes aren't affiliated with us. Their boss, Zalmarosh, is evil troll. He give me the bad poison and leave me in this cage to die. Oh my goodness. Okay. And Traegler is here. That's brilliant. That's exactly what we need as a rare spawn coming to join the fight. So, with any luck, we're going to live through this, but I've got a horrible feeling we might not. And this is a Tambi again, who is the guy we literally just killed. So he's obviously got a very fast respawn rate. Nope. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Where are we? We're only at Fast Rider Retreat, so let's run back and see if we can position ourselves in such a way that we can actually talk to that poor fellow in the cage without him getting us into trouble. I mean, it makes sense. If you take the time to lock somebody in a cage, you probably don't want somebody coming along and letting them out again. On the other hand, that is a bit harsh. We ran into a rare spawn monster just at that particular moment. So rare spawns are slightly more difficult to kill than normal mobs. Not massively so, but they can appear anywhere within set locations. On the plus side, they tend to drop slightly better loot than other mobs, so you never know, we might have earned ourselves something to pay for this death. Another thing I haven't talked about, there's a button up here at the top of my screen that says Return to Graveyard. What that does is there are times when you're in ghost form where you can get yourself stuck, like just hopelessly stuck, and that will allow you to go back to the nearest spirit healer and resurrect. So we're going to resurrect here. There is my skeleton. I'm going to call back Marava. I think that guy's far enough away that he won't see us. And I think what happened there was I don't think we actually triggered a Tembe. I think the other guy walked up and spotted me and triggered him because because they'd already spotted me. So anyway, where were we? I'm not scared of dying, Mon. I seen death in the eye and I laughed at her. I cannot die in peace yet, Mon, not till Zal Morosh be dead too. You find him cross the leg in Zebwatha. I hold this poison off till you bring me his big ugly head, Mon. Only then I die peacefully. So again, we have to go and cut somebody's head off. I kind of feel like at least this time it's somebody who might actually deserve it. Poisoning somebody, I mean, poison's a nasty way to die, so let's take a quick look around, make sure we're safe. Blast this guy. We've got a few more trolls to slay anyway. And then yeah, I think for a fellow member of the Horde we will go across and see if we can sort that guy out. He's a Shadow Priest. We want the axe throwers really, so... Here we go. That poor snake that's just on the ground in between us. It's just a normal snake. It's a very pretty one. I know I've complained in my previous video that I would really like snakes to be, or snakes like that as hunter pets. They're very cute. But sadly not. Let's just take on a few more of these. So yeah, if we keep things at range, we definitely last a lot better than if we run in and try and slap them. That's another axe thrower, so... we need to find some berserkers, really. Ah, no, he's triggered his friend. So... let's turn his friend into a sheep. That'll give us a bit of peace and quiet to kill this guy. And then we can go back and kill this guy. Oh! And that is an Alliance rogue. That was a little disconcerting. So somewhere around here there is an invisible Alliance player. Gonna keep an eye on that, because the last thing I want to do is accidentally get flagged for PvP while there's someone like that around. I wonder what they're doing out here. I mean, presumably they're here to kill trolls, but beyond that I can't think. Maybe there's a quest that sends them this way. There's another axe thrower. I wonder where all the berserkers are at. More to the point, I wonder where that Alliance guy has gone. Ah, there we go, we are now level 11. So we're definitely making good progress. We'll play for about another hour, I think. No, not another hour, another half hour even. If we play for another hour, my voice is going to give out, so... But yeah, another half hour I think, and then we will come back tomorrow afternoon at the same time, and we will carry on. Are you a berserker? Yeah, you're a berserker. Excellent. Did I get him? Aww. Never mind, we'll find another berserker. And there's another axe thrower, so... a lot of these mobs, when you've got quests like this where you have to kill two different kinds, they'll actually share spawn points. So sometimes the only ones that spawn are the ones that you don't need. And it's really just pure chance what spawns. So I've spotted another berserker over here. So we're going to nip around behind this hut and see if we can get him. Surprise! Fire from the shadows! There we go. So I need one more berserker. There we go, a shadow priest. You're an axe thrower. There might be some in the huts over there. That's another shadow priest. Another shadow priest. We've got a lot of shadow priests in this village. Well, let's kill him so I can move forwards anyway and see if there's anybody in those huts. There we go. We've got here. That is an axe thrower in that one. And a shadow priest. So that was useless. We only need one more. Any volunteers? Come on. Who's that in there? That's a berserker. Excellent. I should be able to get him from here. Boom. There we go. Oh, we've got some plans there for a copper chain vest. That requires blacksmithing, but we might be able to sell that on the auction house. So next time we go to Silvermoon, we'll keep hold of that and see what we've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to Fast Rider Retreat. We do have another quest that will take us across there, but I suspect that we're not done with the trolls just yet. So I'm anticipating that the Fast Riders are going to want us to go back that way anyway. And there's Fast Rider's Retreat over there. Now you can see here, this lump of rock, that's definitely not Blood Elf design. That's clearly Troll. Also, there's... Oh, hello. I was going to say that's a lot of skulls, but I hope those weren't all elves. So it does make me wonder which group of people was here first, to be honest. I'd hate to think that we've just moved into their lands and started building our buildings everywhere. That's not a nice thought. But you never know, that could be what the elves have done. I mean, High Elves, I know they're typically thought of as a good aligned race in World of Warcraft, but I don't think any of them are particularly nice. There is kind of a slant in World of Warcraft, and particularly in the latest expansion, that paints the Horde as the villains, which I personally don't agree with. I think the Alliance are just as bad, to be honest. Although there are times when you do wonder.
Victory lies ahead.
Here we go. Good work, Maradiva. Thank you for parking your motorbike on top of me. And congratulations on levelling up. Good work, Maradiva. With more people like you, we'll soon restore our lands to their former glory.
Death to all who oppose us.
You see, it's lines like that that do make you wonder just how nice any of the people in this game are. Let's give this one a hammer. You've brought me a 10-base hammer, Maradiva? There's truth to the rumours, Maradiva. This hammer is light and strong at once. I shall manage to complete several of my unfinished projects, and of course, I'll let you have first pick. So we've got a pocket knife, which hilariously does 0.0 extra damage. And we've got a smooth metal staff, which it lowers quite a lot of our stats, actually. I think I'm going to take the pocket knife because it costs more money, and then we're just going to keep our currently equipped stick. I think that's the best thing to do. Now this is curious. I assumed that they would give us some more quests, but apparently they haven't. So we've got a choice. We can either go and kill the chieftain down here, or we can head back and do these other quests. My gut is telling me that we should go and kill the chieftain. He did poison a member of the Horde, and that poor guy is literally waiting to die for us to tell him that the troll is dead, so let's go and do that. I apologise for the detour, that was my mistake. I just assumed that they'd have more stuff for us to do, but no, apparently they just wanted to go and get us to anger the trolls a bit, rather than actually sorting them out for good. Oh no, we got our feet wet, never mind. So, let us go and find the troll chieftain. First of all though, I am actually going to kill him, so if he gets much closer he's going to spot us anyway. I like the burny fire sound effect that is coming up when I use these fireball spells. I'd like to think that tenders take more damage from fire, seeing as they are basically made of wood. I don't know if they do or not. There's a lot of them around here though. I think I've picked the wrong patch of forest to wander through. And again, you can see they are level 11 because we're level 11, so they're levelling up to match us. I think I'm starting to get the hang of playing a mage. So one thing that's kind of confused me a little bit with playing a mage is the other game that I play an actual spellcaster wizard in is Elder Scrolls Online. And being an Elder Scrolls game, they have a mechanic that allows you to wear any kind of armour you want. And my Elder Scrolls mage wears plate armour. So it makes a difference, even across two different game platforms. It does make a difference. I'm going to kill that guy just in case he alerts the others that we're here. I'm going to go for a bit of a sneak attack here, I think, if we can manage it. I saw there was another dude up there. So again, we're just going to clear the path. And actually, I don't know how sneaky you can be when you're launching fireballs left, right and centre. And also I'm assuming this is magical fire, because I also haven't set fire to any trees or the grass or the bushes, which is sort of what you'd expect. But then I guess if you are a magical race like the elves are, you'd have found a way to not do that, otherwise mages would have to be made illegal because they'd just burn everything. So there we go. When I say I was going to do a sneak attack, I'm really just looking for the steps to get into this building that's next to me, because I'm pretty sure that's where the guy is according to the mini-map, and I'm not tall enough to climb up on that ledge. I was kind of hoping we could sneak in the back way, but apparently not. Haunch of meat. Oh look, more skulls. Maybe this is why everyone needs their head cutting off, because they're trying to make peace with the trolls by just giving them loads of skulls. I'm sure there's somewhere where I could look up some game lore or something and it would tell me why all these skulls are here. Warcraft has definitely been around long enough that stuff like that may well have been explained. Oh, hang on. Oh, there's that rare mob that got us last time, so I say we take revenge. As you can see, he's definitely doing more damage. 4. I'm going to turn that guy into a sheep. And while he is still a sheep, I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of healing. Yeah, that time he gave us something better. We've got a spiked club. Don't know if I can use clubs, I'll find out in a moment. Oh. Let's eat some food. It's a bit of a dangerous place to have a picnic next to the pile of skulls and the bodies of my fallen foes, but I think we could use the energy. So let's get tucked into that. And now let's see if we can carry on with what we were doing. See, I can definitely see the sheep spell being useful. It's a shame that it's not instant, but I suppose if it was instant it would be slightly overpowered. That's alright, we'll get you another target in a minute. One thing though is I am going through quite a lot of healing items. So I suspect what we may have to do next time is look into actually crafting ourselves some better armour. So there's the chieftain. Let's see if we can pull his friend here without alerting him. Yes, there we go. No point fighting them both at once if we don't have to. Although he was definitely living up to his name as a berserker. I hope... Oh no. Oh no. I've pulled another one. Okay, let's kill him first. Come on. I'm really worried he's going to kill us. Can I use another bandage? I can't, I'm just going to have to wait. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here and... I'm going to have to turn him back. There's one down here. I'll try again. No, we are actually going to die here. Sorry, folks. But, yeah, there we go. Never mind. Right, so at least this time when we resurrect, we'll have more health to start off with, so that should make this easier. And we're still a relatively low-level character, so death doesn't matter too much. We will reach a point where it starts damaging our items. But I'm hoping that actually at this level we'll be replacing our items enough that we won't even need to repair them, so it should work out. And again, we could really use some health potions. Nobody has given us any yet, and I could go out and buy some. That is definitely something I could do, but we don't have a vast amount of money, and I suspect we won't be able to afford any, so we will just have to suffer through it. Now, I see I could resurrect down here, but then I just have to fight my way back into the building anyway. So we're just going to go in through the front door and find where our corpse is. Much easier. And his friend has not respawned. So we're just going to take our revenge. And then we are going to run for the hills. So we're actually doing fairly decent sized chunks of damage to him, whereas he's slowly chipping away at ours. There we go, our Mali invasion. Though you don't understand the language in these battle plans, you clearly make out a map marking the positions of Fast Rider Retreat and Fairbreeze Village. You'd best let Lieutenant Dawnstrider at Fast Rider Retreat know about this. Ah, so they're actually planning an invasion. I'm going to hop down here. I'm going to kill this guy. And then we're going to run back across to the other part of the village and tell our friend in the cage that vengeance has been had. So we're going to head back over to Zolmarosh. Hopefully without encountering too many trolls along the way. Now, one thing that is interesting is we actually saw the same rare spawn twice in one play session, which doesn't really happen, particularly in the base game, which is sort of the World of Warcraft and Burning Crusade areas. Rare spawns usually reappear fairly slowly, so seeing him twice in one game session, unless they've recently increased the rare spawn rate, which is possible, that's quite something, really. There are a couple of rare spawns around here. I think there might actually be one, if I remember rightly, in the academy that we're going to go and help out later. So you never know, we might get lucky and see that one as well. Now, can I just swim across this lake, or is there stuff in there that's going to kill me? Also, did I just see a troll around that corner? I didn't, I saw a turtle. It's not a dangerous turtle, so... yeah, why not? Let's risk it. Nothing interesting down here, is there? No, just turtles and fish. I could have gone a bit further down. I think there's some shallows that we could walk through, but let's wash the dead troll off us by having a bit of a swim. And so here we are back at the other part of the troll settlement, Tolwatha. And we need to get back to our friend in the cage. I'll be a bit careful, there's a guy just to one side of me who might be about to spot me. Yep, he spotted me. So I'm going to turn him into a sheep. Do some quick healing. So the bandages don't restore a massive amount of health, but every little helps in this situation. Particularly as he's an axe thrower, hopefully he won't get too close to us. And hopefully we will whittle down his health before he whittles down ours. There we go. Let's keep a close eye on our surroundings. I think what we want to do is we want to cut through this way by those fallen tree stumps and then just go round the back. I think there'll be less people around that way. And to be honest, it's quite nice having a challenge in a game like this. That, you know, death is a real possibility when you're levelling up in Warcraft. It would feel a bit hollow if it wasn't the case, so So yeah, I don't mind dying, to be honest. I wish I was dying a little bit less, seeing as I'm doing streaming at the moment, and it's a touch embarrassing compared to certainly some other live streamers and stuff. But I never promised when I started up this that I was the best player out there, quite the opposite, so yeah, we'll get this quest handed in, and we'll see where things take us from here. Loot that.
Talk to me.
You bring Zalmarash's head? I certainly do. Ya, Mon, Zalmarash had this coming. He burned down Venjishi's village. I killed many Amani before they put me in this cage. I hide something in the sand, my gift for you now. Ah, the poison, it spreads now, Mon. Time to rest. Oh, poor guy.
Be seeing ya.
So, we've let him get his revenge, and now we're going to try and sneak our way out of here without being spotted. And we're going to go and tell the Farstriders that there seems to be an invasion planned. There we go. If I give that guy a nice wide berth, hopefully he won't spot us. I've got a message in chat here saying mages are just harder to start on. And yeah, that may well be true, actually. Hunters do have an advantage at low levels because they've got pets that will take aggro from them. And that's really the class that I have the most experience with. I guess warriors and classes like that as well, they have an armour advantage because they wear heavy plate. Which certainly helps mitigate the damage. So I can actually see Farstrider retreat from here, it's not too far away. But I suspect that that may be where we leave things, as handing in these quests and seeing where we go from there. So I was only going to stream until 4 o'clock anyway, so we've got about 7 minutes left. And then, as I said, we will carry on tomorrow. Now, this time I've remembered that there's actually a fellow standing near that monolith, so we're going to leave him to whatever he's doing. And now we should have a nice run down the hill. And try not to get eaten by the lynxes on the way back. And yeah, we've done well today. We've got up to level 11. And actually we might even be level 12 by the time we log out, because we don't have too much left to get. Hopefully this quest will push us over. So here we go.
Glory to the Sindor.
What do you want to show me? The trolls have been keeping us pinned here while planning an attack on Fairbreeze village. We were not expecting this at all. And there we go. Warning Fairbreeze village. Go to Fairbreeze village and notify Ranger Degolian that the Amani plans. Even with Zalmarash dead, Fairbreeze must prepare for a troll attack. Tell Degolian I will send him reinforcements as soon as possible. Okay, that's actually fairly reasonable. I think we've got time to run over there and tell them and not keep them waiting. So what's this? Pyroblast. Hurls an immense fiery boulder that causes 52 fire damage. Nice. So that's our longest cast time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap that round like that. So if we cast that first while we're at distance, then we can do our instant and our other one. So, we were going to go to do the Magister's Apprentice, but now the question here is, do we take this from a role-playing point of view, or do we take it from a practical point of view? Because if it's a practical one, what we should do is do the Magister's Apprentice quests first while we're over this side of the map, and then go back to Fairbreeze. If we're going to be role players about this, we should go and warn Fairbreeze because they're imminently about to be attacked by trolls. So yeah, I'm going to be a bit cynical, and actually what we're going to do is we're going to go here and hand in the Purest Water, and then we'll go and do the Magister's Apprentice quests, and then we'll go back to Fairbreeze. So let's just hope the trolls hold off for a bit. And I think if we hand in the Purest Water, that should be a nice place. Actually, we should be able to log out on the same bench that we logged out on last time. And I think that will be a nice way to end this excursion. And then we'll come back, we'll sort out whatever's going on at the academy, and then we'll see if the trolls have burned down Fairbreeze Village while we've been offline. I kind of have an inkling that they probably won't have. I'd kind of like it if I was proven wrong, but there's no timer on this quest, so I think we'll be fine. And this guy did say that he was going to make us a weapon, so be curious to see if he lives up to his end of the bargain. There he is, good old Amphiol. Git that he is. Hello, Amphiol. Only water from Elrendar Falls has the purity required for use with magic. Do you have it? I do, yes. Who's this behind me? Ellerise. Hello, Ellerise. Let's see what you've brought me. He holds the file to the light and examines it closely. Yes, this will do. Well done, Maradiva. Recently living. You may have noticed the walking trees near Elrendar Falls. As the keepers of nature, they are infused with a primal magic we can reform to our own purposes using the pure water you've already brought to me. Unfortunately, the Greenkeepers are gnarled and twisted creatures, so you may need to kill a few before you find a usable branch. So slay the Eversong Greenkeepers until they yield a living branch for Instructor Amphiol. And then we'll get a lay staff, which, yeah, we might actually use that. We'll do slightly less damage per second, but it does massively improve our intellect and our versatility, so yeah, that'd be worth it. Or a lay orb. No, I think the lay staff will do.
Farewell.
So we will do that next time. I'm not going to go and start killing the poor lay wardens now. I'm going to take a quick look in my bags though, because those are leather, so we can't use those. We're going to keep that and try and sell it next time we're in town. Ooh. A hoodoo wand gives us plus 10 intellect. Yeah, let's do that. And we can't use that because it's a mace. So yeah, that's not bad. What does that look like? Oh, I'm dual-wielding bits of wood. Excellent. So now we've got no choice. If we do get into a fight up close, our only choice will be to poke it with a stick. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Alright, let's go find our bench again. And I think we'll leave it there and carry on tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be streaming at the same time, so starting at 1 o'clock UK time, and we'll do a few more hours and see where things take us. So thank you very much for watching. If you do want to see my last streaming video, it is up on Twitch. It should be up there for another 13 days or so. This one will also be saved on Twitch, and I will be uploading them to YouTube at some point as well. And hopefully I will see you all tomorrow.